A 35-member team was announced by PCB today for the tour of New Zealand. The team consists of the national team as well as the A team or the Shaheens that will be undertaking the tour. Some of the names were there as expected. Some of the senior players were axed, which wasn't such a big of a surprise. And a couple of names that I thought that should have been in the team were missing. Starting off with the names that were axed, Mohammad Amir, Shoaib Malik, and Asad Shafiq. All three could not make the team. Mohammad Amir hasn't been playing in the longer formats for the last couple of years, and his axing was pretty much expected. He also did not feature in the Zimbabwe tour that concluded yesterday. Shoaib Malik, he's been in good form as far as the T20 domestic tournaments are concerned. However, his recent performances for Pakistan weren't up to the mark, and it seems like Misbah, as his parting gift, wants to have more youngsters in the team rather than the old horses. As for Asad Shafiq, now this is a guy who hasn't been dropped in 10 years, and he has been a brilliant batsman. Someone once said that this guy never looks out of form until he gets out, and I tend to agree with that. He has been the backbone of Pakistan's middle order over the years. He has won Pakistan matches, and he's often been the unsung hero. But his recent form has been nothing short of woeful. His performances in England were timid. He did not get anywhere, and one of the factors that Pakistan couldn't deliver as well as they would have liked, he wasn't delivering at all. The surprise inclusions for me, Sarfaraz Ahmed, the former skipper. I thought he's played his last match for Pakistan when he took part in the 30-20 against England. He really seems out of sorts. Unless he really has a burning desire to play for Pakistan again, he loses a lot more weight than he has. He starts scoring runs the way he used to be. He becomes his old cheeky self who was looking to hit and run and, score at a brisk rate. The guy who scored 180 balls against Australia in 2014. If you can get that guy back, he's a fantastic asset. If you can't get that Sarfaraz Ahmed back and you're looking at a guy who was hiding behind all-rounders during important matches, then that Sarfaraz Ahmed is probably good to help players learn more at the domestic level. He's not very good for the national team. Wahab Riaz continues to be the mainstay in fast bowling, even though we saw on the English tour that he only played one T20. He was on the bench for the length of the tour. I think it's unfair with the younger bowlers. We do have a battery of them going, which is fantastic. Personally, I think if you really want to invest, I'd rather go with the Usman Shanwari option. Now, a lot of people would disagree because Usman Shanwari has been expensive. Yes, he is expensive, but he's expensive in T20 matches. And I've always believed he's not a T20 bowler, but he's an excellent ODI bowler. 17 matches and 34 wickets. He has a strike rate of 23 runs per wicket. He has a per wicket average that's really low. He has 3 4-wicket hauls and 2 5-wicket hauls. That's 5 occasions in 17 matches where he's taken 4 or more wickets. Now, if this guy goes for the runs occasionally, I'm fine with it. Who are you replacing him with? Wahab Riaz. Wahab Riaz has 120 wickets in 91 ODIs. That's decent. His per wicket average is over 34. His strike rate is nowhere near as good. And frankly, he's got just 1 4-wicket haul more than Usman Shanwari. I think if you really want to invest into a player, I would not look at a 35, 36-year-old who has a history of being an erratic fast bowler. The nation seems to not forget his one bowling spell against Australia in 2015 World Cup. We need to get over that, and we need to get new blood in. I'm also happy that Sohail Khan came back to the team. He was dropped a couple of years back out of the blue, and while he was actually improving his performance, not just with the ball but also with the bat, which comes in handy in tours like New Zealand. So one hopes that he can deliver. One other person who's missing from the tour party is Zahid Mahmood. He has been talked of a lot recently as a leg spinner, and he might have gotten the ticket to New Zealand. The recent performance by Usman Qadir against Zimbabwe certainly got him the preference, perhaps. He was in the setup for a while now, and he's finally gotten his chance. Other than that, I think the team is quite fine. Azhar Ali is still there, although he was sacked as the captain. Babar Azam is going to have a huge responsibility. We do not have Asad Shafiq, so the younger guys will really have to step up their game in his absence.